Angel. This is the weekly reading for the period of October 2nd through the 8th. We started with Forget It. It's that blank die. It looks like it's getting worse and worse. Like, I think I could used to see a remnant of it. I can't see anything on it anymore. So, you know, whatever you want that to mean. It's a blank die. Dirty movie. Maybe it's like a clean slate, you know, since it's like everything's been erased. Maybe we should look at it like that. 29, spiritual partnership. And living room. Spirit says, try again, which I will. Foreplay. And I don't know, I think that has something to do with the number 4 for some. The number 4 is going to be significant in some way to somebody. Massage. Party. And kitchen. Also, Spirit says yes. With the card, you're starting with the Star on one deck, the Knight of Cups on one deck, and the Ace of Wands on one deck. This Knight of Cups has his back to the Star. I feel like, and then he's facing the Ace of Wands. I feel like somebody may have an opportunity for like their dream, you know, their wish fulfillment. They turn their back on it or them for another opportunity in work or travel or potentially a different relationship. We have the Two of Wands underneath the Ace of Wands. So again, it could have something to do with a relationship and maybe with this woman standing here with this phone, the phone's in her hand, but she's looking like off into the distance, not even at the phone. It's like she's waiting for a text or something to come in or a call to come in that's not really forthcoming. So it could have something to do, maybe a relationship that's at a distance and about having faith. This could be about the divine feminine too, like specifically, and continuing to have faith and not giving up on the masculine. Because I've been seeing a lot of that in my cards, and I've been talking to some of you, and you know, you've been seeing it in your lives, and maybe on other, you know, with other tarot readers in addition to me and stuff like that. That a lot of the divine feminine are sort of moving on with their life and doing well on their own in different ways, different, you know, and it's really pissing off like the masculine. So that doesn't mean like she doesn't want to hear from him, but it just means like, you know, I can't stop living. And I feel like that's a real huge message too, about like living in the moment and not just sitting around waiting and letting the years pass you by. Just because that, I mean, life is not really conducive to to doing that. You know, you literally can waste away your days like for no reason. So it's important to be in the moment. Something like that. But you know, if she has faith, message actually could very well come in, and something about a new opportunity. So if we look at these two cards on their own, this woman could be waiting for a call from a soulmate, a job, like I said, an opportunity, you know, a new job, an opportunity to travel, maybe both. And it hasn't been coming, and she's just been waiting, maybe because of Mercury retrograde, and she's just like, are they ever going to contact me? Twos are about faith, and then behind these two cards, we have also upright the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or someone likened to those traits or attributes, and it is upright. The next card is in reverse. It's the Eight of Cups. Somebody could have walked away. Usually with the Eight of Cups, even though it's about walking away from something, because it's the cups and there's always or often so much water in the card, and then with the moon too, and there's like two different moons, I always feel like the person didn't really want to, like they were really emotional about walking away and it was difficult. The next card here is the World in reverse. So it's like the world is upside down. Cycle may have ended, but it's like something you don't really want to end, that you're hoping is not over. Then we have a Queen of Swords in reverse and a King of Cups in reverse as well. So the two of them, neither one is happy. And then the Three of Swords. I mean, obviously I could keep on going and going. The next card is the Knight of Swords. He's upright. So this could be about a couple, and maybe it is an air sign and a water sign combo. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. The World to me is usually a fire energy, but some people also attribute it to the sign of Capricorn specifically. And I've also been known to attribute it to the fixed signs because they're often on the card, like, as they are in this case. Like, so we have Aquarius, we got Scorpio, we got Taurus, we got Leo. I don't really remember the order these were supposed to be in. I think that's right. But the other deck, all right, so this was the deck I started with, and it's the Star, Aquarius energy. This water is being poured out simultaneously. It's like the land and the pool are both getting watered. They're both getting effort. And the woman, anytime I see naked woman, for me, it's vulnerability. It is, you know, because when you're at your bare, like literally your bare essence, you know, so nothing is hidden, everything is exposed. And it's like, I'm pouring everything that I can into these areas of my life equally. It's a lot of balance. There's a lot of really healthy energy here. And that can bring about, like I said, wish fulfillment. Behind her, we have the Hermit, who may be somebody or represent an energy in your life, something that's been in solitude, something that's been kept private or secret, or it could be an actual person who has been keeping to themselves. And even if he's keeping to himself, he's watching, which is something else that the Star can be about. It can be about like technology and, you know, being online or texting or something. So somebody could be like literally watching you, like on social media and something. And if you look very closely, I mean, if you have this deck and you can pull out your own, inside the lantern, there's a shape of a star in there. I don't think it's just me. So it's like he's looking at the star. And he's using the star to also like illuminate his way so he can see other things. I think he's looking at his wish fulfillment. So it could be a person, or it could be something that's an opportunity, like I said, in his life that he could be going for. And for some, it looks like reading the 3 decks together across, as I did when I started, they're going to be turning their back on their wish fulfillment. Looking at this deck on its own, this Hermit, it's another Queen of Swords in reverse, just like was in this deck. She could be who the Hermit is looking at. The Star, like I said, most directly represents the sign of Aquarius. The Queen of Swords is most directly also the sign of Aquarius, because the Queen tends to represent the fixed sign of a given element in the deck. So Aquarius could be very significant, but this could be any air sign, or she doesn't have to be an air sign at all. It could just be representative of somebody who is... This is a very logical person, not a very emotional person. They may be emotional right now, and also like overthinking and confused and just like, you know, topsy-turvy. And maybe because of him, and he's not doing anything about it. It doesn't look like he's not watching. Now, I focused on these things being poured into evenly because it was giving like reciprocity and equality and equity. And the card that's behind the Queen of Swords in reverse is the Six of Pentacles in reverse also. So this can be about, you know, one person in a relationship, for example, giving more than the other, putting more effort in than the other. There could be an opportunity for this Hermit, whoever this Hermit represents, and it doesn't have to be a Virgo, could be anybody that's, you know, pulled their energy away, or anything that's been sort of, if it's just an energy, not a person, anything that's been like sort of kept away from you, kept away from this. There's an opportunity coming for you to get your fair share. For a bunch of us, it does have to do with relationships. And again, this person is very likely somebody who ghosted you or pulled their energy out somehow, but continued watching. So while you're suffering, you're upside down now because you're suffering. They're kind of okay. because they know what you're doing. So you're the one that's clueless. You have no idea what they're doing, how they feel about you, anything. What's happening, what's going on, if they have a plan on coming back. You're the one that's completely left out in the cold, right, without any information. They're they miss you, and they've pulled their energy away from you too. But because they're watching you and can see what's going on, they're a little bit more comforted, right? So you may very well, and what they actually want with you is, some sort of commitment. They've just been very conflicted about it, but it looks like ready to give it a go. Give it a try. This person may be a King of Pentacles. Doesn't have to be, again, actually a Virgo, but maybe. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. If not, it is somebody who wants to be generous with you, wants to, give you some kind of opportunity. So if it's not a romantic relationship, it could be a job or something. Somebody that's sort of been keeping an eye on you. And maybe you haven't been hearing from them because of Mercury retrograde. Like I said, messages being delayed and held up and things. But you'll be hearing about them now. And they want to make, into some sort of contract with you, make you some sort of offer. And, be generous about the offer. Or this could be representative of a job itself or promotion. Some sort of financial opportunity. Here it is. Here's the offer. And then this is the result of the offer. 10 of Cups. No way I'm going to put these back in order. I'm going to manage to put these back in order. Well, maybe I did. Maybe I did. Oh, no, I left these out. I think that's how we go. So let's see. With this deck, we have the Knight of Cups. And then the next card is immediately in reverse. And it is the Nine of Wands. So somebody feeling like they really don't have the energy to continue to give to this. They're going to make one last go of it maybe. And try to take what emotion, what energy they have. And head toward this new opportunity. Look, another 8 of Cups just fell away. So, whatever this opportunity is, could be something that they previously walked away from. They previously made a different choice. Maybe, again, didn't choose their wish fulfillment. They took another opportunity that was a new opportunity that was shiny and, and cute too. But it wasn't what they really wanted. Ace of Pentacles. Or who they really wanted. So, if that first pile was talking about you, if it resonates with you, maybe somebody previously had chosen someone else over you, and now they'll be trying to come back. And again, that could be a relationship, or it could be a job or some other kind of opportunity. They've chosen somebody else. That other person proved not to be as good. I think they really knew that all along. And so now they're doubling back to you with the opportunity, with the offer. Cause to celebrate, right? It is you and your strength, your full confidence. If it's a relationship, which it very well can be, could be like, again, a soulmate relationship, twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever you want to call it. Mutual adoration, respect, love, support, reciprocity in this relationship. And it's just like a genuine, true love. This is not bogus. May involve a high priestess. So there could be like some sort of differences between the two. This may be a Gemini or a water sign. Doesn't have to be. Very psychic, intuitive, wise, smart. She could keep to herself too, similar to the Hermit, somebody that keeps information to herself, or has ghosted as well. She could be that type too. Sometimes when in relationships, it has to do with, I'm just getting like, I'll explain in a second. With differences, like an age difference. So I'm looking at the High Priestess versus the Knight of Wands. Some of you may know because I posted it on my social media. that one of my exes passed away, and you know, I would definitely be considered a high priestess, and he was a Knight of Wands, a younger fire sign, a younger Sagittarius. So that just jumped out at me too. That could be like one of the differences. One is older than the other, you know, or two different backgrounds. One is black, one is white. You know, you get the idea. Which is often the case with, you know, divine counterparts or twin flames. We got another high priestess showing up here as soon as I open the deck. Four of Wands. Nine of Swords in reverse. And more strength. And that Five of Pentacles in reverse yet again. So somebody was left out in the cold, somebody was feeling abandoned or feeling some sort of lack or whatever. All that's needed to correct that situation is strength, belief in yourself, confidence, and faith to bring about and protect yourself, defend your beliefs and everything. And then that's how the wish fulfillment comes in. Now you get out of this place of limbo and move to a more place where you know, you can meditate, you can think, you can make a plan, you're healed. And there's the ultimate healing. And look, now the Star and the Hermit are back together, but they've been joined by the Four of Wands and the Lovers in this deck. Queen of Swords still in reverse. Interesting. Wow. It's the Lovers again. They just fell away here. Six of Wands in front of it. Wow, very interesting. Yeah, so the message that I've been getting from my cards and in conversations and now with the death of my ex is basically, you know, to definitely make sure you're living in the moment. I'm not saying don't, you know, like commit to a divine counterpart and plan, you know, to be with them, but that doesn't mean like giving up on your life and like staying home and doing nothing and not, here's the King of Pentacles again too, not putting effort into healing yourself and bettering yourself, self-love. You got to do those things. You got to keep going because tomorrow is not promised, as they say. From the time I met him, literally, I was living in the moment. I had never done anything like crazy, you know, before. But I met this man on the street and I had never responded to things like catcalls and whatever either before. But for some reason, after initially passing by and leaving him standing on the corner, I stopped, turned around, and walked back. Not called him to me. Walked back to where he was. This strange man on the street. So totally out of character for me. But it was a moment. I felt guided to do that, so I did it. I ended up going for drinks with him, going out to dinner with him, like hanging out with him all night. And then we were inseparable for the next 6 months after that. It was all about living in a moment. Tower reverse. Sun. This could be about continued weather conditions, like more hurricane, not as bad as how it was before. This tower's in reverse, but still some like strong weather, and in a sunny area. So maybe again places like Florida, or it could be like, you know, God forbid, but it could be like California wildfires or something. With the Sun and the Tower, both in reverse. Whatever this is, again, it's not going to be as bad as whatever this kind of situation could be. You know, if it's a fire, if it's weather, if it's some other sort of I don't know why I'm getting, I keep wanting to say attack, but like, what kind of attack? What kind of attack? I don't know. I don't know what attack means. But whatever it is, it's not as bad as it could be. The outcome won't be as bad as it possibly could have been. With this, we're starting with fall, which is now through December 21st. Marriage. Healing. Self-care. This is exactly what I was just talking about. It's so funny. Time out. Be gentle with yourself and your twin. And over here we have, let's get to know each other better. Things are moving too fast. I've never known anyone else like you before. My feelings for you have caught me by surprise. So that could be talking about, like, for example, a high priestess and a knight of wands. You know, those would be people with with differences, and it may be like, I don't know why I'm into you. You know, like, it doesn't make sense. You're so much older than me. Or you're from a completely different race or culture, or, you know, religion, or some other belief system. Like, it doesn't make sense for us to be together, or for me to be interested in you, but I am. Or same sex. Could be same sex too. Sometimes with the twos, like the Two of Swords and potentially the High Priestess, I get like bisexuality, or you know, like same sex situations. And it could be somebody that didn't realize they were into the same sex, or somebody bi that didn't realize they had a preference for one more so than the other, you know, or something like that. Anyway, now we got the title card there, the secret messages. There's nothing there, so I'm not going to read anything from that. All right, so let's pick our cards for this week. This one just fell away, so we will just have it here. We'll start out with that one positive energy, the Three of Cups. This one that has the Three of Cups on the top. So this is really great. So already be starting out the gate with 2 threes of cups. This is something positive is going to happen. And we very possibly, with the Three of Cups, the most general message with it is that you will be reunited with someone of some or something. And it's a positive reunion. It's a positive reunion. So maybe we're going to be reunited with more than one person or thing. It's going to be both will be positive. Or this is just like reinforcing the fact that it's going to happen. Okay. All right. Card that most directly represents us this week is the Six of Cups upright. The surrounding energy, friends, co-workers, mates, love interests, things. Queen of Cups in reverse, which is not so great because she can be an energy vampire. We'll talk about more of that in a second. Work and finance. Nice. This is awesome for work and finance. Ace of Pentacles upright. Could be tied to with that scenario that looked like it may be like a new job or promotion for somebody. Last week, I saw a job coming back around, and relationships coming back around too. And sure enough, I did hear from one of you who said that like an ex that they hadn't expected to ever hear from again had came back. And I heard from one of you saying that your old job had called you back. In fact, that person is Mary, so many of you may know from my social media and from my page, the comments and stuff that she puts. Her old job absolutely called her back in, and she's returned working there. So that was from the Judgment card. I don't know what was with the Judgment card, but Judgment can be about second chances, and whatever it was with, I said something could be coming back around involving a job, like it didn't work out the first time, but here it is again. Anyway, this is an awesome card for work and finance. Love and relationship, the King of Cups in reverse. Which can be good. Yeah, we'll talk about more of that. I mean, because like the King of Cups upright, he is somebody who has his emotions in check and balanced and healthy, but he sometimes keeps them to himself. So this person in reverse is more likely to pour them out, you know, like pour his heart out type of thing. You know what, let me leave these 4 here, and then I'll put the other 2 there. Or should I just move these also? That's that deck. Okay. Physical health. 7 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, that's what I was worried of. Like you wouldn't be able to see it. Oh, that's that Tower in reverse. Okay, that's better. And the last deck is, oh, this one. Spiritual health, Knight of Swords. Upright. I'll put this extra 3 of Cups here. There we go. I think everybody can see everything. All right, I want to start with this 3 of Cups that fell away. That's like our extra card. And I want to start with it talking about spirituality, which is represented this week by the Knight of Swords. So the 3 of Cups with regard to spirituality can mean, like, especially if you're somebody who normally does this, whatever your spiritual thing is, your practice, by themselves in some kind of solitude. Maybe it's somebody, again, who meditates, who does yoga. You do this thing, you do this stuff on your own. You're hermit-like. You go into seclusion to introspect, whatever it is. This is a week where it might be a good idea for you to try to find some people to, you know, to practice with somehow. What's that word when we have people getting together spiritually? I can't think of the word, but I can see it. I'm being shown people like getting together in practice. If you're a witch, maybe you got to get with a coven this week. And I don't really know from where that's coming from. That's probably a specific message for somebody. Now, it's kind of contrary because the Knight of Swords, which is in our placement of spirituality this week, can be about the need to slow down and maybe be in silence and solitude. You can do that with other people, though. I mean, you can slow down and, you know, attend an AA meeting, and I don't know where that's coming from either, but if somebody's having a drinking problem or whatever, and you need to feed your spirit in that way, you can be around other people, communing with other people. That's not the word I was looking for, but that's the word that just came out. But you could be communing with other people and still be in silence and solitude. You know, the idea is that the Knight of Swords is somebody who's always fast, right? It's the fastest knight in the deck. He's representative of air energy, and we're always fast. Feel like I'm talking kind of fast right now. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and so and we overthink with fast thinking, with fast talk. And so this is about a need to slow down potentially in your area of spirituality. So joined by this 3 of Cups, I would say, yes, slow down, but maybe slow down and take some time to spend with somebody else. Maybe you're not going to a church or, you know, a synagogue or whatever, a temple. You're not doing that. But maybe you're feeding your spirit in a different way just by slowing down and spending some time with some people, you know, that you care about. That, again, tomorrow's not promised, so maybe that's going to help you. That's going to feed your spirit. And maybe you're doing something quietly, You know, maybe just hanging out at each other's homes and watching TV or whatever it is. And that could be what you're doing. So that's the Three of Cups. In other areas of our life, it's going to be positive too. Work, very positive omen for work. With finances, it can be about, you know, just feeling like you're, don't feel too tied, like, to money, too married to money this week. You know, it should be coming in and flowing just fine. You may feel like it's going out just as quickly as it's coming in, but it's okay to, it's like this card reminds us to just keep celebrating and remember that the universe is abundant and there's like enough, you know, because this is a week where it will be coming in. And we have more evidence of that in our work and finance position with this Ace of Pentacles. Similarly, looking at the physical health, Seven of Cups in reverse can mean like you have finally figured out, I mean, because it's in reverse, you made like some sort of decision or you've come to some sort of conclusion. And you finally figured out there's like one or two things that you could be doing differently that would serve to improve your health. And the Three of Cups upright with regard to physical health says that we should look into what else we could be doing to improve our health. So, I mean, it's like you kind of like you did it. You narrowed it down. And now all you got to do is implement whatever this is, you know. I started, I had a Fitbit for a long time. It was in the box. It was not being used. I finally was like, let me open this Fitbit and plug it in and put it on, you know, and maybe it'll give me some sort of inspiration. So it's counting my steps and it's, I don't know, doing my blood pressure. It's good. So something like that, maybe, or you join the gym, or maybe you pull back from the gym because you're doing too much, you change your diet. I mean, it's all kinds of different things. It depends on what it is you feel you need to change about your health. Moving on to the Six of Cups, you could be, you know, looking back on how things used to be in some kind of situation. Could go back to childhood. Six of Cups is often about children. For me, I take it a step further. It very much represents like the energy of Gemini and siblings. You know, so maybe you're no longer children, maybe you're grown children, but, you know, together you guys are someone's children, and it has something to do with you. It's also a soulmate card in the tarot, considered a soulmate card. And you know, it's positive, it's particularly when it's upright, although even when it's upright and we're looking back in the past and it's positive, we still got to be careful, or it still comes with a warning, or at least I think so, not to get stuck in the past. This can have to do with maybe you're also remembering somebody, memorializing somebody, you know, like I am. Like, you know, I was remembering fondly things about my ex and the time that I spent with him. Other people could be doing that, because actually I remember now that I'm saying that, and I'm looking at this card, that last week I also said that you could like lose someone, or you know, you could lose someone, I was saying last week, or that you may have already lost them, and somehow that like spurned something else, that caused something else to happen. You know, there's some sort of cause and effect by this person being lost, something else is triggered. And I don't know what exactly is triggered yet, if you know, if anything more than what's already happened. But in my life, for one thing, I lost that ex, and it's my other ex, the ex. You know how there's exes and then there's the ex. It's my other ex who told me, who sent me the newspaper article about the one that passed away. You know, so we hadn't been talking. I hadn't been talking to the ex, or he hadn't been talking to me, and it had been months. You know, so maybe it opened a line of communication. We'll see. But I'm trying to use that as an example to give you an idea of what it is I'm trying to say here. And it's ultimately all meant to take us back to that living in the moment thing, and not letting life pass you by, and tomorrow not being promised. So yes, memories are great. You know, it's important not to spend too much time and effort thinking about the good old days, though, in a way that maybe can sometimes, speaking of cause and effect, cause us to end up, you know, like negative thinking and talking about over ourselves, like, you know, the best of our years have gone by. It's too late for this to happen. You know, we can't revisit, because whatever, all this stuff, as long as you're here and you're breathing, there's an opportunity, right, to move forward and to do whatever it is you want, even if you think you're too old, or, you know, too much time has passed. It's not true. Like, those are limits you're putting upon yourself, but those kind of negative self-talk and thoughts can become like self-fulfilling prophecies, you know. So it's important, like I said, to look back on the past, reflect, think fondly, and then leave it there, you know? So since it's sitting right here, just by happenstance, the way that I laid the Three of Cups down, it's sitting here atop this, or the Three of Cups is sitting here underneath this Six of Cups. Definitely somebody, you and somebody or something from your past could be reunited this week. And it may very well be like a soulmate or perhaps a sibling, like a long lost sibling or something with DNA and all that kind of stuff. And you guys are reconnecting, and it's very celebratory and it's very happy. Sometimes those things happen at a sad event, right? When you are memorializing somebody, is when people get together sometimes. So it could be because of some kind of event like that as well. But ultimately, this is going to be happy. Even if you are memorializing them, I'm going to be thinking about and talking about the really, really positive things about that person and what they brought to our life. And, you know, just remembering the best parts of stuff and not thinking negatively. For my post about my ex, I wrote some stuff, and one of my friends is like my lifelong friend, that we like consider ourselves like family. She commented, you know, that it was a perfect like tribute to him. And I haven't even thought about it. I hadn't meant it to be a tribute. I was just being honest about what I remembered about him. But it was like good things, you know, good people. You have good memories about them. So even if it is that kind of event in your life where somebody was lost, whether they're lost recently and you're funeralizing them or something, or it's like the anniversary of their loss and you're getting together to celebrate them or something, it's going to bring about good feelings, and it may bring you back in contact with people, you know, who you hadn't seen in a long time or whatever, like a family reunion type of thing, a friend reunion type of thing. And that's going to make people feel good too. Specific to love, however, you know, as wonderful of a card it is and how it can be about soulmates and stuff, there is a message also that this relationship needs to be refocused toward moving to the future. We got to get it out of the past. All right. And maybe you're successful with that, and that's why we're celebrating. You know, you finally realized that could be what the Tower was about too. You know, the Tower and the Sun. The Sun can sometimes be about needing a break, so it could be about people in separation. It was in reverse, so the break could be over because the Tower, somebody's had a realization, like, okay, I'm ready to come out of this separation because I've had a realization. I understand what we need to do now, you know, to heal the relationship maybe. So some people could be moving forward too. What else? Do we need to say anything else about the Six of Cups? If you're looking to invest money with the Ace of Pentacles and the Six of Cups, think of something retro, something old school, maybe something standard and strong and reliable. So maybe in some cases you want to put some stuff in something conservative or in bonds rather than in stocks. You know, like bonds tend to be more stable. One time when this card came up and I got this feeling where I was supposed to talk about investments, I don't remember what company I said, but it was some like an old toy company that I suggested people invest in like the next week it was in the news. I know, I think Alice may have, one of my viewers may have invested. She may remember. I'm remembering something about her in connection with that prediction that I'd made. Was it Tyco? I don't remember what company it was, but I'm getting that again. Investing in something retro, something from the past, is going to pay off this week. All right, let me move on to the Queen of Cups. In our surrounding energy, she's in reverse, like I said, and you know, normally the Queen of Cups is still among like one of the most loving characters in the tarot. She is all about like compassion and love and concern, typically for others. Like, you know, she really takes care of others a lot more than ourselves. Although I think she's meant to also, at least when she's upright, remind us to take care of ourselves too and to give ourselves self-love. When the court cards come up, they can often talk about an actual person. This may be even further to that, an actual water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and maybe specifically female and or feminine archetype. she reminds us to treat ourselves with love and compassion. So in this position of surrounding energy, she could be reminding people close to us, around us, to treat themselves with love and compassion, and to like not beat themselves up, to be generous with themselves. And maybe we're made to help them to do that, or help them to remind them to do that, because we're getting together with them or something. We carry a message for them. Something coming through saying regardless of our past, right? The Six of Cups is our past. Regardless of our past, we're still deserving of love and affection and caring. But also, particularly because it's in this position of our surrounding energy, there could be an actual, like I said, feminine archetype, especially, and or female woman, and maybe specifically a water sign, who is typically nurturing or loving or whatever, but her that may have turned to anger, right? Maybe upside down. She's upside down, and maybe so like the emotions, the love and stuff could have spilled out and been replaced by anger. She's bitter. Something's going on, and it's tied to the Seven of Cups too, being in reverse. Maybe a decision that we made is affecting her and has upset her, or turned her life upside down somehow. Because the position in the surrounding energy in my readings is that whatever's going on with this person, somehow we're at least indirectly, affected or involved or something like that too. So I'm feeling like it's vice versa, like maybe something we did has affected this person, or the other way around. A decision that they made affects us, is also a possibility. It's possible that you may be able to help her to understand the things that are going on in her life. If it's just something that she's dealing with on her own, maybe that's why you got to get together with other people, right? To work on your spirit, or somebody close to you, their spirit, healing the spirit. You may be able to talk to somebody and help them to figure out why something is going on in their life, or how to fix it, how to change it. Could have something to do with like an air and water couple. Maybe the male or masculine is younger, or less mature, either emotionally or in some other way. And or is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. And this Queen of Cups is older and female. Maybe, it could be anything. Maybe she is, white, or at least non-black, or fair complected, and he's a darker skinned person, or a black person, a person of color. Just noticing some other details popping out. I guess to pull it together, this person, so somebody in your surrounding energy, could be feeling hurt or put upon in some kind of way, or you could be feeling that way because of somebody in your surrounding energy. So it's usually like a close friend, like your one-on-one relationships, like seventh house kind of relationships, right? So your mate, or love interest, or siblings, parents, children, co-workers, that you work closely with, things like that, spouse, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend. It will be something like that. That either you're feeling put upon because of them, or they're feeling like that because of you. I think it's more likely that they're the person that's feeling like that. And again, you may be able to support them and help. All right, moving on to the Ace of Pentacles in work and finance. So this is really awesome. You could be starting a new company. You could be starting with a new company, moving into a new position, or like a new set of responsibilities. If you're not working right now, this could be the week that you find a job, that you get hired. It's, just really encouraging no matter what. And even if you're not looking, you could get a call. You could get like an offer. So again, that may be why there's the 2 threes of cups that showed up in our reading this week. Remember, one was the overall energy for one of those decks, and one is sitting here. Because it's really exciting and celebratory. And maybe because of something you did in the past, some, you know, some work somebody saw you do, or something that stood out. There's an opportunity for it to parlay into a job, or for somebody to hire you. So they may contact you and say, you know what, you'd be perfect for this based on that. And if, you know, that's reason for celebrating. You weren't even looking for a job. You weren't even applying, but here it is. Yeah. In terms of finance, specifically, it's also going to be positive. I mean, you know, it means money is like much more available, or resources are much more available to you right now when you see this card, and you're likely to be able to like pay off debts and even maybe still have some money left over, or ability to share the wealth. So if this person needs some sort of financial help from you, assistance in helping them to figure out whatever's going on with their situation, you would be able to do that, you know, if you are so inclined. Perhaps it's not a time to like spend everything you have. However, you know, like I said, money could be going out as easily as it's coming in, and you don't want to be too tied to it. You want to allow it to flow, but at the same time, if you're also able to, you don't want to spend everything, right? So money's coming in and it's going out equally. Maybe like how we saw that the woman pouring the water. That's okay. But if more is going out than what's coming in, maybe that's not okay. You know, maybe then you want to try to save, because the Ace of Pentacles can be about savings also. Or maybe that's the investment. Maybe the means of saving is by making an investment in something from your past. Or maybe it's in a person, in a child. Maybe it could be like helping somebody to go to school, to college, or something too. An investment in a person. That's possible also. And that takes us lastly to the King of Cups, because I already talked about this card. I already talked about this card. Physical health and spiritual health. So we'll end on the King of Cups here. And, you know, the King of Cups in reverse is, again, somebody who's ready to, like, risk it all for whatever it is he wants. In this position of love, it's the same thing. It's a positive card, the way that I read it. And I think traditional tarot is too, the recollection. Even though he's reversed, it's positive, because, again, he's ready to let go, you know, to just like let everything pour out and let go of whatever it is he's been holding on to. Maybe these like I was talking about, the self-fulfilling prophecies and the self-imposed limits and restrictions and things that hold us back, basically, and maybe keep us stuck in the past, ready to do whatever it takes so that he can have love and happiness. The way that he wants love and happiness. He's going to go for it. So, I mean, you know, I don't know what else to say. It's a very romantic card. It's about the need to be open and sort of ready to go forward. And looking at this in terms of his physical health, pairing this up with it, the Seven of Cups in reverse, you may have made a solid decision of what, you know, this is what I need. Oh, like that Puffy song, this is what I need. You know, he's figured it out, like what's going to make him happy in love. So if you're the one that's looking for love, then this can point to somebody coming toward you who is, you know, ready to let go and do whatever they need to do to pursue their, you know, their dreams of happiness. And they may very well find it with you, and you guys would have a very good chance at an abundant, healthy, beautiful, probably like rest of your life. I mean, Ace of Pentacles kind of energy, even though this is in the position of work and finance, you know, in terms of just looking at it as abundance and, again, reason to celebrate. This is sort of like life partners type of stuff, because it's the next card after the Ten of Pentacles, which is also about that. Like, this is going to be a stable, long-term relationship, and this is like taking it a step further. So really, really beautiful energy there. Let's see what we get from here. We have, I can't open my heart to you because there are wounds from my past. So this is why somebody's been holding themselves back. Somebody's been limiting themselves because of these wounds from their past. Maybe this week, they actually, by the end of the week, they'll actually get over it, or at least begin to get over it. They're saying that some things have not healed. Maybe they're the person that's turned upside down, you know, because of the past. Let's do another one. It's not personal, but I need some time to think and to figure things out. right? Here we have things having been figured out already. So this may be somebody who's just now beginning to start figuring things out. Maybe, again, by the end of the week, they will have committed to figuring things out, if not having actually figured things out already. Because I think Mercury retrograde is affecting some people too. And of course, Mercury goes direct on Sunday, which is the first day for which this reading is. So that's going to help people too. I'll do one more from this deck. You are a heaven-sent earth angel who inspires me to be my best self. Very nice. From this deck, so we have healing. And that was the first message here, that the person needs to heal. And I think I started out the reading talking about healing too, with looking at the star card. So we have healing here. Self-care, time out, be gentle with yourself and your twin. And we'll take 3 from this one also. We got transformation, breakthrough, reinvention. You're ready for the next level. Journal, write, process, contemplate, understand your sacred journey. And self-worth, very important. Again, that could be what's going on here with this Queen of Cups. Value, self-esteem, confidence. Be empowered by valuing yourself. I'll just remind everybody what our overall energies were. The Strength card. So if you're not already feeling strong, again, you should be by the end of the week, and you should know that there's support around you. There are other people who can help to hold you up in your time of need. Tower in reverse, followed by Major Arcana card Sun in reverse. Could be, again, about a major revelation. Possibly some people who are in separation, who are on some sort of break. Or something could happen while somebody's on vacation. But again, it's not going to be like the worst thing in the world. But you could be somewhere sunny. Maybe you're vacationing in some place like Florida, for example, and that's where they have like a horrible storm or whatever. But then it's not going to be like the worst possible thing. And this deck, we had that other 3 of Cups. So very nice place to end. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I do appreciate it. Want to stick around for a minute? I will go over what is happening during the week on the celestial calendar. One of which I just mentioned. It is the fact that Mercury goes direct this week. I think this week, if I remember correctly, it's like a bunch of planets going direct, and that's all that happens this week. If I remember correctly, let's see. October 2nd. Okay, here we go. October 2nd at 5:07 a.m. Mercury direct, 24 degrees Virgo. So some people are going to be saying, hallelujah. It wasn't as bad for me as it has been sometimes in the past. I don't know. October 2nd, again. So also this is Mercury goes direct early in the morning, 5:07 a.m. Later at 8:14 p.m., we'll experience the first quarter moon, 9 degrees Capricorn. Oh, I talked about this last week in one of my readings. Maybe it was the moon reading. I talked about these 2 events because I saw the 24, I saw a 6 and a 9, and reminded me of these. All right, anyway, October 5th at 2:13 p.m. in the afternoon, Vesta goes direct as well, the asteroid, at 22 degrees or 4 or 13 or 11:11. All right. And 22 degrees Aquarius. I'm sorry. I left out the sign. And lastly, the last day for which this reading is October 8th at 5:55 p.m. 5:55. Pluto goes direct. 26 degrees Capricorn. And the following day, so it'll be next week's reading and a separate reading of its own for it, speaking of moons, at 4:55 p.m. So on October 8th, we have 5:55 p.m. And then October 9th, we have 4:55 p.m. The full moon in Aries, 16 degrees Aries. So like I said, we'll talk about that in its own reading and again next week in the weekly. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. I thank you for watching. Namaste.